You never know what you could find when you peek beneath the waters, because so much of the world's seas are still uncharted territory. People occasionally discover some genuinely bizarre objects, such as pieces of spacecraft, abandoned towns, and odd shapes. Let's look at top 5 unusual items that deep sea divers have discovered. As we go into these confusing moments, we would love to hear your opinions in the comments, and of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's dive in. We all know that there's always a chance that strong currents are moving beneath the surface of seemingly calm water. However, divers in Mexico have found what looks to be an underwater river in one location. Sinkholes and old cave systems that have flooded over time dot the country's topography. The holes are called cenotes, which translates to holy well in Mayan, since the ancient people considered them to be sacred places. Due to the large caverns and unusual underwater formations that may be seen there, they have also gained popularity as dive sites in recent years. One of them went by the name Angelita Cenote. It has drawn special attention since it is close to the Tulum Mayan city's ruins. Against the backdrop of the lush forest, the 200-foot-wide pool seems out of nowhere. While it's not a true example, it highlights an odd phenomenon as things grow increasingly wilder as you go closer to the bottom of the hole. When people dive in, they find another river underneath them. In short, another layer of water. However, the layer of water is extremely cloudy, making it impossible to see through. It appears as though a river is rushing over. The cenote contains several distinct water sources, all of which have different salinity levels, which is what causes the effect. This especially thick water settles to the bottom and starts to act on its own, refusing to mix in with the surrounding waters. Legends about long-lost cities that were at the forefront of civilization before being submerged by the seas have been around for a while. Even though many of these are thought to be only legends, it is true that they did occur on several instances. In the days of the ancient Egyptian Empire, Heraklion was a thriving port city. Situated on the Mediterranean shore, it managed the majority of traffic coming from Europe. However, it is thought that the land it was built upon became unstable at some time about 22 years ago due to increasing sea levels, and at that point, the structure toppled into the ocean. Researchers were unsure whether the stories were true, let alone the location of the city, as just a few references to it persisted throughout the next millennia. That all changed, though, in 1933, when a British RAF pilot observed what seemed to be ruins in the ocean while flying above Abukir Bay. The remains of the city were eventually discovered by a team of divers after 5 years of research. As the diver dived, a massive stone face appeared from the murky shadows, the first of many antiquities they were going to discover. It took several years to map the whole city's remains. Scattered around the western half of Abukir Bay, mostly at a depth of about 33 feet, or about 10 meters, the crew was eventually able to measure the size of the vanished metropolis, making it one of the biggest underwater archaeological discoveries ever made. However, it would take another 60 years before they were visited by professionals, with many remnants of houses, ships, temples, and other constructions discovered with pottery, coins, and weaponry. All the indications suggest that this was a far more significant metropolis than anybody had previously thought, and there is now no question that this was heretical. Last March, while on a dive expedition to explore the seas of Kokoya, Indonesia, a group of divers made a startling discovery that left them devastated. In addition to being stunning and good for swimming, the seas near Kokoya are home to a variety of marine life and are great for visitors. The weather is also nearly perfect all the time. It was far from perfect what the divers discovered there, though. At the bottom of the water, however, was a nightmare from which they were unable to escape. A collection of cages, A mother dugong and her infant were housed in these cages. The mother's tail was totally tied up, preventing her from moving at all, and the duo didn't appear comfortable in the appalling conditions of their enclosures. Manatees and dugongs are closely related species that are in danger of going extinct. Thus, the divers realized there wasn't a minute to waste when they learned that a fisherman was holding them hostage for commercial gain. It turned out that the fisherman was luring visitors in with the promise of giving them access to a closer look and an opportunity to contact with the dugongs in exchange for money. He was requested to let the poor things go by the divers. At first he declined, then consented to the next day. The divers stayed to record the scene and posted in response, since they felt this was strange, and rightfully so. The wildlife officials discovered them still locked in their cages when they came the following day. After this attracted notice on the internet. The angler had told a fib. There should come as no surprise, as the authorities made him release them. Hopefully they recovered from their trauma quickly. Xicheng, sometimes referred to as the Lion City, is an old city that gradually sank. At the base of Wushu Mountain, it is now located around 25 to 40 meters below China's breathtaking Qingdao Lake. 2014 saw officials show a fresh interest in the submerged metropolis. In the wake of the peculiar finding that the city, submerged for more than 50 years, is, for some reason, entirely intact. In 2017, the building opened to visitors as a handy underwater museum and diving destination, bursting to the seams with distinctive sculptures and architecture that go back over 1,400 years. It is an amazing location. This ancient city was officially established as a county in 208 AD, and it seems to have been constructed somewhere between 25 and 200 AD during the Eastern Han Dynasty. It used to be the epicenter of Zhejiang's politics and economy in the eastern region. The construction of a hydroelectric power plant was a dubious choice taken by the Chinese government in 1959. In order to build this power plant, a man-made lake that completely drowned Xicheng beneath 40 meters of water was created. The Yonaguni Monument is a mysterious underwater formation located off the coast of Yonaguni, the southernmost of the Ryukyu Islands in Japan. It was accidentally discovered in 1986 by Kihachiro Aratake, who was on the lookout for a good spot to observe sharks. Ever since, this monument has caught the attention and sparked debates among many. With its steps, platforms, pillars, and trenches, it looks like an ancient city submerged underwater, earning it the nickname the Japanese Atlantis. People have different theories about how it came to be. Some believe it's a forgotten piece of an ancient civilization, while others think it's just a natural geological formation. Marine geologist Masaki Kimura is a big supporter of the idea that it was man-made, pointing out the stepped structures as signs of architectural design. However, not everyone agrees with him, so there hasn't been any official research or efforts to preserve the monument. Geologist Robert Schock and others believe it's all natural, pointing to the parallel bedding planes and vertical joints in the rocks as signs of natural fracturing, which could have been made worse by earthquakes in the area. Despite the debates, the Yonaguni Monument continues to attract divers and researchers, all hoping to uncover a piece of a forgotten past or just experience the mystery firsthand. Over time, the story of Yonaguni has grown with explorations and visits from notable individuals like freediver Jacques Mayol, who've shared their experiences and added to the ongoing narrative surrounding the monument. Even though its true nature remains a mystery, the Yonaguni Monument stands as a captivating puzzle, drawing the curious and adventurous, sometimes compared to an underwater Machu Picchu. It remains a topic of discussion among historians, archaeologists, and geologists. The complex geometric shapes of the structure invite wonder and speculation. Is it a sunken city, a relic of advanced ancient civilization, or simply a masterpiece created by nature over countless years? The Yonaguni Monument is a blend of mystery and history, waiting to be explored, with each dive offering a chance to touch the unknown, echoing the haunting beauty of the undiscovered through the Pacific's murky waters.